it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today is Punched Out Thursday to Die For, and I'm using that stamp you see right there with the actual dies to it. It's a poinsettia, and I'm also using that paper you saw right there is the Vintage Noel collection by 49 and Market. And I'm also going to use a cut file that I actually got from the Hip Kit Club kit. It's a free cut file if you are a kit member. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just stamping with my archival ink some of these holly leaves and also the poinsettias. And then I'm going to take my cut file that I got and I'm going to use one of my color ink markers, I guess you call them, and what I'm doing, watercolor markers. And what I'm doing is, this is just green. I got this at Hobby Lobby a long time ago, one of these markers. It was actually in the clearance. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to color this whole cut file, except for the bow. So I'm going to color the leaves green, and then the little berries are going to be red. And I used for the berries, I didn't use a watercolor marker. It's kind of like a watercolor marker, but it's not really a watercolor marker. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really cool. It's by Bree, I believe her name is, and they had a whole bunch of her stuff too, and they had these pens, and I purchased one. That's it right there. It colors so smoothly, and it's like a watercolor marker, but it just looks really different. I don't know. So I used that to do the berries, and this is just plain red, and it was a very bright red, so I do go back and I put another color on top of it that's a magical powder color, which I got in my Hip Kit Club kit, and it's red Rudolph rose nose or something like that. It's Rudolph's nose, and it's a little bit darker, and it's got like sparkle in it. It shines. It's really pretty. So I end up making the berries. I see right there. That's the one I used right there. And I went over them again with that twice, because the first time I did it was a real light coat because I wasn't sure how dark it was going to be. And then I ended up going over it a second time. So I spent a lot of time on the cut file. And also, you'll see in a minute, I'm going to be coloring those those poinsettias and also the holly leaves. So yeah, I spent a lot of time, but it really comes out super pretty, so it was so worth it. So now what I'm going to do is I use my black archival ink like I told you, because I don't want to smudge, because I'm going to color these in. So I went in with the green marker, watercolor marker, and I did the leaves. And then I come in and I'm going to use the Rudolph Reindeer Red magical powder to color in the red berries and also the poinsettias. So, and then it comes with a die. So I put it through my die cutting machine and it cut them out. So really, really cool. Super easy. I mean, once I got them all colored in and everything, it just cut it right out for me. So it was super nice. So I don't show you every single one of these that I color in, because we'd be here forever, because it did take me a while. I did have fun though. It was soothing for me. I don't know. I like doing stuff like this. It doesn't matter if it takes me a long time, because it's my serenity and I just love it, and it just keeps me calm and makes me not think about things that stress me out. So there you go. So yeah. Oh yes, and I also used this. I have this gold pen I bought a long time ago. I think it was Hobby Lobby. Could have been Michael's. I don't remember, but it's kind of like a ink. It's like a gel ink, but it's gold, and that's what I used to do the inside of the poinsettias. And now I'm just going to show you me coloring in one of the poinsettias with the Rudolph reindeer nose. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, guys. But it's Rudolph's nose, okay? And it's super sparkly and super pretty, and it's a little bit darker as you can tell. So, I mean, and if you wanted to, you could probably even go darker because these magical powders, you just add less water and you're going to get a darker color. So now what I'm doing is I'm using this paper also from the 49 and Market collection, and I'm just tracing the outside of my bow because what I'm going to do is I'm going to back the bow with this, it looks like a gold, vintage gold color. And then I carved in those poinsettias that were on the paper. I actually carved them out with my X-Acto knife, and it gave me a little slit so I could tuck in parts of the cut file, which was super cool. So now what I'm doing is I'm using one of these 6x6 papers that I also got with my 49 and Market collection. And I'm going to use this to kind of place my photo on. It looks like it's stitched around the photo in one spot on this 6x6 paper, but you can't really tell up close. I mean, you can't really tell on camera, but you could see it up close. So believe me, it's stitched. And what I did is I just distressed the edges, but see how I tucked it in? Now the way that I'm going to do this so that you can't tell that I carved it out is I'm going to flip it over once I get it the way I want it. And I only carved out a little piece of the poinsettia like that. There's two different ways you can do this. You can back this and put a piece of white paper on the back and flip those up a little bit, but I didn't. I decided to just tape it all down. So what I did is I just laid it flat on the other side and I used my tape gun and I just taped it all down. And now you can't even tell I cut it. Like that. And now my wreath is in there nice and neat and tucked in perfectly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue down a little bits and pieces of it, the inside part of the wreath, those little berries that are on the inside. I kind of just put a little bit of glue on each one of those and stuck them down because I wanted the other ones that are on the outside to perk up and look, stick out a little bit, give it a little dimension instead of being flat. And then I just glued down my little bow. And then I came in and did the other side of the wreath and glued that down. And what I distressed the edges of my paper with was aged mahogany. I've been using that quite a bit with my Christmas stuff because it's just a really cool deep red color and I absolutely love it. It's like a burgundy red, super pretty and perfect for Christmas. And then see, I'm just going to tuck it in the bow there, my picture. Now you see those are all the poinsettias. I cut them out of my die cutting machine in the little holly leaves. I don't end up using the holly leaves, unfortunately. I didn't like the way they looked, so I just used the poinsettia ones. But I had this little sticker. This is a clear sticker, and it is a cardinal, so I stuck him on there. And then I came in with a couple of my paper my actual flowers that I had in my collection. I had poinsettias and holly leaves, so I came in with a couple of those and kind of mixed it up a little bit. And now I'm just going to pop up the poinsettias that I die cut out, and I'm going to stick one there because it's kind of like where I cut in there, so it kind of covers it a little bit. And then I'm going to stick one right there too. And I'm going to pop that up on some craft foam as well. Oh yes, and the photo is of me and my 7-year-old daughter, but it was last year when we were in school. And it was her Christmas concert. And she was all in red with her little bow, and she looked so cute, and we took a little selfie together. So that is the photo that I'm documenting. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to use my fiber tack glue to glue the fabric poinsettias down. And I'm going to glue those down with that. And I always use fiber tack glue because it glues them down quicker and it works really, really well. It reminds me of hot glue, to be honest. It works so well. And then I'm just kind of going to cluster them together a little bit. And you can see on the edge of the leaves there's a little bit of gold, and I really like that. So this is one of the die cuts that came in the collection. So I'm going to use him. It's a little Santa, and I'm going to stick him on some foam and stick him right there. And then my title is going to be Joy. This was one of the die cuts as well. They gave you some title words, and I stuck that down there. And now this I actually got from the Dollar Tree. It was these little tags, and I actually pulled one off, and it was a reindeer, round little thing with the reindeer on it, and it went perfect. And I stuck that on there as well. And then I'm going to stick one of the poinsettias I die cut out up here, and I'm going to just do a little cluster up top. Now this collection came with rub-ons, so I love, love, love these rub-ons, and I don't like rub-ons, but these work so well. So I'm definitely going to get more of these. But what I did is I lifted my picture up because they had one that looked like a, what do you call these? Doily. So I stuck that down behind my photo there, and I thought it would look really pretty there, and it did. I love it. I love the way it looks. Peeking up there and there. I love the way that looks. It came out super pretty. And these work so well. I can't even tell you guys. So then I had this little enamel piece that was a sleigh. I decided to stick that near Santa, and I just used a glue dot and glued it down right next to the little Santa. And then I come in with some more of these rub-ons because I like them so much. So I wanted to stick a few around my wreath. So I had these little hearts, and these holly berries. So I decided to stick those down here. And then I'm going to take another cluster that was on here that I cut out, and I'm going to put them right there because that was a perfect spot that was empty. Because the background has Silent Night on it, and with the little musical notes, which is so fitting for this because it was a concert, Christmas concert, and they did sing that, so it was perfect. So that is the little tags that I got at the Dollar Tree. These things are awesome. So I also used a cardinal off of one of those too. I just ripped it off, and I distressed it a little bit with the aged mahogany distress oxide, and then I popped it up on my own craft foam and stuck it up there with the other poinsettia like that. Super pretty. And now there was this little Mary in there, and it was green and red, and I thought it was perfect. And I wanted to stick it up there in my cluster because it seemed a little empty up there. So I decided to stick that up there, and I put Mary, and I just used my little rub-on stick, and I rubbed it on. And I'm telling you guys, I am in love with these rub-ons. Never liked rub-ons, but I love these. And there you go. And then, so I keep going with the rub-ons because I liked them so much. So I decided to stick this little branch that had these red little berries on it too. And I figured, oh, that goes so well because of the wreath had all these berries on it. So I decided to stick that like kind of coming out from where and underneath where the Mary is. And I liked the way that looked. And I just kind of moved my bird over a little bit so it looked a little better. Like that. And then I stuck these two little hearts up here near Mary. And that's all I did. And then what I did is I just came in with some of the red-nosed reindeer, Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer magical powder, and I just did some splatters around my wreath and a little bit in the corner there where my little cluster is, and that was it. So I hope you guys like it. I want you all not to forget to check out the other ladies. I'm going to have their links down below. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I love to have you. Just hit the red subscribe button. I am going to be having a giveaway soon because I hit that 1,000 subscribers. So I'm super excited. So I'm definitely going to have a giveaway. There will be more to come about that. So make sure you subscribe so that you can be involved because you have to be a subscriber to be put in for a giveaway. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Yeah, and here's the close-up. See how pretty they came? I really love the die cut poinsettias that I got. And I got that at Tuesday morning, by the way. So just so you guys know, the poinsettias. So that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.